From NBC News, this is Today.
This is actually a great thought. You know, when we go to visit someone who's a new neighbor, or perhaps who is grieving, or we just sort of want to thank somebody, a lot of times, especially now with the economy, we may not always have the money we need to do that. But what about making something and using the healing power of food to sort of make connections? That, people, is a chicken pot pie.
Yeah,
that is one heck of a chicken pot pie.
Because that's what our parents used to do.
I know, and you know what? And you know what better gift, really? So it's pouring your love into what you make in the kitchen. So we'll show you how.
And nobody really makes things at home like they used to anymore. So it's just a thought to know that somebody took that time.
So, have you ever wanted to welcome a new neighbor, help out a new mom, or comfort someone who is grieving? Of course you have. Well, if you've wondered when you had that experience what you could do to bring them, how you could comfort them, well, how about a delicious meal? Elizabeth Mayhew is the editor-in-chief of Women's Day magazine, and she's got some great ideas on what to bring for every occasion. Elizabeth, good morning.
Hello, how are you?
This is a really lovely idea, because it sort of seems like something that evokes something that happened a long time ago that I think is comforting now for us to experience.
Absolutely.
And so your ideas are for what to do with a grieving friend, a recuperating friend, a new parent, to say thank you, and to a new neighbor. Let's take them one by one.
Okay, yeah, the idea is this. Food, homemade food, is like a lifeline to people in these situations. So we can start with somebody who's grieving. Having just been through this, I absolutely know what it's like to need food. You got a lot of people around.
Yeah.
You want to make it as easy for the people as possible, which is why we suggest bringing it in a dish. Let them keep the dish, whether you go to the grocery store and buy Pyrex or just you can use foil. But go ahead, bake it. What we did for this meal is we did a sausage and vegetable and white bean bake. It's very simple.
One dish meal. Right?
Absolutely, one dish meal. You don't need a knife. It's fork-only food. Go ahead, cook it, wrap it in foil. We like to make it nice with just a dish towel. You can get them at the grocery store also. Some nice serving pieces, and then just put into how to reheat it. So you're going to cook it, cool it, and wrap it.
That's actually a great idea. And what you've done with this particular one, which involves sausage and vegetables and breadcrumbs, you really are basically creating a basically a comfort food meal,
all comfort food, and you know that can feed a large number of people as they're coming by the house. So.
Someone who's recuperating after a long illness, you've created something very substantial.
Right, we did a roast beef with garlic and rosemary, and again, it's one dish meal because you've got the tomatoes and the potatoes. You put it in. This is a $35 roasting pan from Kohl's. You can either give it to them raw or cook it. What's great about a meal like this is it's full of protein and iron. It's got enough flavor for someone who's regaining their appetite. And again, you can do it either way. Wrap it up, put it with a spoon or a serving
that's actually
piece,
a sweet idea to put a little extra ribbon, a little something. You know what? It seems to me you'd want to cook it, though, didn't you think?
You can do either way. You know, like if somebody's receiving a lot of food, you might not want it cooked. And what's great about this, it can serve easily a family of 4, but then also have leftovers for sandwiches. Because you cannot forget, when you're talking about somebody who's grieving or recuperating, there are the people who are going through it, but there are also the caregivers around. So this is enough to feed everybody.
And it would make the house smell great to have it cooking in your house. Okay, to a new parent, you have chicken pot pie. I think everyone would want the chicken pot pie.
Again, it's a one-dish meal. It's got carrots and peas and the whole thing going on.
Is it hard to make a chicken pot pie?
It's not, but you can even speed it up by buying a store-bought pie crust or using store-bought puff pastry and a rotisserie chicken.
So just put the stuff inside, then just cover it and make it pretty.
Again, this is a Pyrex, and then we love these. These are Vonny. They're containers from Vonny. You just put it in there, zip it up. What new parent isn't going to use this time and time again to bring brownies to school? It makes for a really nice gift. So you can get that at Vonny.com.
But you don't have to buy something that you can actually just wrap it in foil if you really want to save the money.
All of these,
and I like your idea of actually giving them the Pyrex or finding something that's not too expensive, even at the grocery store, to serve in, so that you don't have to.
The last thing you want is to have to worry about returning it. And again, we just packaged it up. Always include the reheat instructions.
And what are these about?
These are kits. They're just recycled containers. They're from a place called stationarystudio.com. And what they'll do is you can customize your labels. This is great for thank you. So if you're making cookies, like we made these chocolate peanut butter cookies, a lot of times you're doing this for teachers. It's all, you know, as you get toward the end of the year. They're actually offering a special discount right now to Today's Show viewers. So you can go online, Stationary Studio. So you can customize your label, and they'll send you the whole kit, and it's good to go. You just bake your cookies. Cookies are easy because you can multiply and triple the
But you can also use just old bulk jars and things that you've collected. They're pretty little containers that you can use, right? And you can use
Absolutely.
them for
No, it's
cookies.
just the idea of one-stop shopping, getting it done in bulk
Right.
to make your life easier.
New neighbor, what is better than a basket of blueberry muffins? That's
I do this a lot. I
like how you matched it with this little fabric.
Well, it's also bringing a dish towel. Again, it's about the packaging too, to say you've spent a little time doing this. The other thing you can do is you can go online to Google Maps, print out your area, and just annotate for them the best florist, the best cup of coffee. So you're welcoming them to the neighborhood. So it just makes it fun and
why
easy.
have I not heard about this idea before? I mean, somebody's given me a list before, and I've given people a list of like
Well,
where,
Google Maps.
and just send it that. But the idea that you would print it out,
You can do
and
everything.
label it.
The point is you're really supposed to be taking care of people, and what better way to do that than through food?
You are awesome. These are great ideas, and thanks so much for inspiring us to do this and be kinder and more generous to people in need. And we've got much more coming up this morning, including a meal you're going to want to share with other people. It's a homemade lamb stew, and it basically is a stew that is one-pot cooking in today's kitchen. But first, this is Today on NBC.